discuss some technique on cooking the classic, authentic Avgolemono soup.
Avgolemono. It is the Greek soup that is actually a sauce base for a lot of different Greek dishes. Pappous here is going to show you the way I do it, my technique that my mom showed me. And you can apply it in a lot of different arenas of sauce making, but we're going to show how to make a chicken soup that I kind of put a little twist on the tradition and use a little leek, some mushrooms, and grithari, which is also called orzo in English, and gritharaki, or we say in Kalinos, which is the real place to go when you go to Greece. We call it manestra. So let me show you what we've got going here. We have some leeks, and we have some mushrooms and some chicken broth that I made homemade. Obviously, you don't have to use homemade. You could use just chicken stock, but we're purists here in this house. And the sauce is made with lemon juice and egg. And there's nothing much to it except there's a couple of techniques that a lot of people mess up, and they make it one time and never make it again because it is very technique sensitive and it can be ruined quite easily. And I will illuminate on that. The eggs we're using today are from my neighbor down the road here who has quite a few chickens. You can see they're multicolored. They're small eggs. I've got 5 of them here. You could use 2 jumbo eggs, 3 small eggs, or if they're real small, you use about 5 of them, so you make sure we have a lot of egg white. And of course, to separate the egg, you want to move it. This is my son Costas, by the way. I don't know if I introduced him at the beginning, but always crack your egg on a flat surface. It's very important. Otherwise, you're going to get shells, and it's just gets messy and whatnot. So make sure you make a nice little crack, and you separate the egg between the yolk and the white albumin, which is a protein. And the reason we do this will be quite evident here in a little bit. But you want to have the yolks in one bowl, and you want to have the albumin, the whites, the egg white, in another. And you can see I just messed up. So we go back in and we keep half the shell so we don't break the yolk in the white. We don't want to do that. And we kind of fish it out. Did you get a close-up of that, how I did that technique? Anyway, whatever. Here we go. Again, crack it. Get the egg white out. You go between the shell. Make sure there's a membrane around the yolk you don't want to break. Although if you do that, you're gonna get yolk in the white, and the dish can be ruined. And I almost did that, as I said it. Make sure you get all the egg shells out if you accidentally put one in. These little fresh eggs are very difficult to work with. Right now, as you can see, I separated all the eggs from the egg yolks, 2 separate compartments. And you want to keep this in the refrigerator a little bit before you start working with it, just to cool it off a little bit. You can put it in the freezer. They're pretty cold, but just to illustrate, I'll put it in the refrigerator. And I have the lemon that you roll and push down on to break up all the innards so that it's nice and juicy. And then you cut it, and you'll see that I already cut it. Very good. We have a fork here, and we fork it out. Now, some people get really jiggy about seeds. You can always hold your fingers underneath and kind of gently squeeze it, and all the seeds will come, and you'll catch it in your hand, and it won't go into the bowl, so you don't end up accidentally biting into a very bitter lemon seed. And you do that for the juice of 1 lemon. We've got a pretty big pot. I will probably go with 2 lemons. And my family are lemon hounds. They love super juicy. So here we go with that. We're back again. So now we're gonna show you exactly how to beat the eggs and to incorporate the hot soup that's cooking. Still, it's boiling right now. And without actually creating scrambled eggs, which is easy to do. I start by making sure that my egg whites are nice and cool because they fluff better. And I also, like I showed before, have a bowl that's cold that's been sitting in the refrigerator for a bit. And I place the the egg whites in the bowl. I'm gonna sit down here and you'll see why, because it takes a little bit of an effort. Now you could use your mixing thing, whatever that KitchenAid thing is that everybody has, but the purists do it this way. And the reason is that it comes out much creamier. So I'm putting the egg whites into the stainless steel bowl that I have here chilled. And I'm gonna start with a whip, this whisk. And you can see the action that I'm doing here. And this takes a while. You almost have to, it's almost nice to hand it off to somebody if you get tired, but I kind of like doing it myself because I don't know, I got the touch, I think. I don't know what it is. But you just beat it for a while, and you'll see it over time. It's going to start, you don't want it looking like a meringue, like the American lemon meringue pies that they add sugar to, and it's real stiff. You want it kind of soft and creamy, and it takes a moment. So we're gonna take a little break, and I'll show you what it looks like in about 2 minutes. Welcome back. Here we are with our creamed egg whites. You can see how different it looks. Tiny little bubbles, and they're creamed up, almost peaking, not quite peaking here. Let me show you. Okay? You don't want to go much further than that. You don't want too much meringue look. Now you take your egg yolks that we separated, and we put those in. Now this gives us a custardy type of texture and look and feel, and it's a beautiful thing. Okay, here we go. My hands are clean, okay? We're Greek. We don't screw around, all right? We don't waste things. There we go. Let me wipe my hands here real quick, and I will continue. All right. And now you'll see, obviously, the color will change. And now we got the fat we're gonna emulsify in here. The chemistry of the egg is a fascinating thing. And you notice we haven't added the lemon juice, which is, again, Avgolemono means, avgo from the Greek, which means egg, lemon, lemono, mean lemon. So egg, lemon, sauce, soup, etc. Now we're adding the lemon at the end, and the reason, because obviously the acid from the lemon would cause the egg to curdle. So now you can see how nice and creamy our sauce is. Beautiful. And here it comes the hard part, if you want to call it hard. It really isn't hard. It's just you can get over anxious and want to get done real quick because your company's going or whatever. You don't think you're going fast enough, but this is all about taking your time. And try to pull out as much of the juice as you can and not the solids. And you slowly will put this in and allow the eggs to temper. If you go quick, this is where most people fail. If you go fast, you can run the risk of creating scrambled eggs, which that's another day. That's another day. So you're letting the stainless steel bowl, which I think is important to use because the heat gets lost on the outside quicker than glass. Glass tends to insulate a little bit more. So again, these little tricks that, if you use, makes it quite simple. And once this mixture becomes tempered, even though this liquid is it's not boiling any longer, but it's still probably around 200 degrees, you can easily create a very, very, very marred Avgolemono soup. And this is good. It can sit on the stove and you can wait till your company comes, reheat it. And this will probably be the last ladle that I use to temper. What I will do here, once this is all in, is I'm going to touch the outside of the bowl and make sure that it's relatively cool and not tempered. You don't want it hot. You definitely don't want it cold either. So I'm going to put this down and feel on the outside, and it's warm. It's just warm. I think I will do one more.
When I first started doing this, it was 2 hands on. I didn't do this by myself. I used to have somebody assist me. Whoever was happy and willing. And ready and willing, I should say. All right, here we go. So here we go. We keep stirring this. And now we're ready to, we can put the ladle aside. And take this mixture and go right into the hot soup. And the way to do this, again, to let it dissipate, you want to stir as you're pouring it in. And go slow. Nobody's in a hurry here. But nice and slow. So we don't cut it. Well, that's what we say in Greek, cut it. And you just keep stirring it, and stirring it. Not going too fast. Letting that heat come out. And at the end, you'll adjust with salt and pepper, which we usually come pretty close with our salt and pepper, but this beckons for pepper. And even in the bowl, when you place it in the bowl to eat, it needs fresh cracked pepper on it before you eat it. And there we are. Let me demonstrate to you what this looks like. Here, let me put my bowl back in the kitchen. All right. And you can see the creaminess of the whole concoction. You can see how it holds on the back of the ladle. It looks like a very heavy cream soup, which is very hearty. However, it is hearty. However, when you think of the calories, you have no milk fats in here, none. It's literally fresh lemon juice, no calories. It's vegetables, hardly any calories. You have egg, which is protein and a little bit of cholesterol in the fat of the yolk, but which is in a 10-quart pot is not that much. And a little bit of olive oil that you sweated the vegetables with, and that's it. We're good to go. Low fat, hearty, and rich. Greek Avgolemono soup with the technique that I use from the island of Kalinos, which is the best island in all of the archipelago of the Mediterranean, and specifically the Aegean Sea.